So what's up, guys? Yeah, this car shopping, used car shopping is crazy, right? So I made this video because I did some about 2 years ago that was really out the ordinary for me, and I had pretty good luck with it. So this is the thing, like I had a car stolen a couple years ago. Yeah, this was a Hyundai Tucson. And after I was kind of like, you know what, I don't even feel like investing 20 plus thousand whatever dollars in having a having a car note or whatever. So I decided I was going to go cheap. So I went to a dealership and I bought like a used car for like, I want to say it was under $4,000, but it had like 220,000 miles on it. Well, that said car now has about 252,000 on it almost. And it's been a good car. And have I had to put money into it? Yes, but nothing crazy like engine, transmission, or any, and nothing like that. And on top of that, I got a second vehicle. Both of these are Toyotas, by the way. That's got about 200,000 miles, about 210. And I had to put shocks on that, and it's been a good car. I drove that car to Nashville, Tennessee and back. And this is a 2010 we're talking about here. And I come to find out that Toyotas, they're good cars. Let's be real. Like, they're good cars. Like, I used to wonder back in the day, like when I go look at something, like, all right, why is this, say, like this Chevy Malibu $2,000 or $3,000 cheaper than this Camry or this Honda Accord? And those are like, oh, it's a Toyota, it's a Honda. I'm like, man, get out of here with that, man. Whatever. But now that I have two, with combine them, it's about almost 500,000 miles, about what, 500,000 miles with the miles they got on them. I kind of see what it is, but at the same time, not all of them are created equal. You can find a good car of any make, just some you got to do your research, find which ones have problems and which ones don't, have the least amount of problems, because nothing's perfect. And I'm talking to, like, this is a video, just some things that worked out for me as far as cheap used car shopping goes. I'm not talking about buying a certified pre-owned car for like 15 to on 1,000 to 20, 30, 40,000. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about cheap cars you might want as a second car to save miles on your regular vehicle, car for your kid, work beater, whatever. So this is what I use for this. And by the way, my history, I've had various cars, motorcycles. I've had 3 brand new cars right off showroom floor in my life, and a couple certified pre-owned cars. And I also bought the used cars with from dealerships that had a little bit of factory warranty left, and I have had a car that had a dealer warranty left. However, the formula I use that has really been beneficial to me with buying these cheap 4,000 or no more than $5,000 cars and on under is this. One, I go to the bigger dealerships and that have a Carfax. Auto check is another thing that a lot of dealers use, but Carfax is the best one. The reason why is it tells you the owners, how many owners that car has, and it tells you the maintenance records. One of the things I look for in a Carfax, no more than 2 or 3 owners. I'm the third owner on both these vehicles I own presently, and they've been pretty doggone good. And also look at the oil change and service history on these. Now, you're gonna have a lot of places try and tell you, oh yes, a lot of people do their own. Yeah, they do. I do my own from time to time, but the reality is the bulk of the population does not do their own oil changes. Just period. I don't care if it's a new car, old car. A lot of people don't have the resource or time or know how to do that. So don't believe that when them dealerships tell you that. Yes, it is true to an extent, but most of the time you don't want to deal with that. Like if you pull up a vehicle and it's got 4 owners and 2 oil change records, or it's real sporadic, don't even mess with it. Save you a lot of trouble unless you know the person and they can give you proof of records, which is very rare nowadays, that car has been maintained. All right. So my thing, I look for a car, frequent oil changes, no more than about 7,000 miles between each oil change. I'm old school. I don't care what the people say. I go 5,000 on all my stuff, full synthetic oil. Okay. So that's what you want to look for. If you can find your one owner, do that. Okay. Obviously test drive the vehicle, but before that, before you even take it out, let the dealership know. And I'm going to name off some places here. And these places I'm going to name off, I recommend you get a used car inspection after you test drive that car. And if you feel, hey, this car drives tighter, there's some issues with it, I want to get this checked out. Here's the reason why I say do that. One, do that because a lot of dealerships will tell you, oh, we don't negotiate our price, all that. Every time I've done that, I've got $500 to $1,000+ knocked off the price of the vehicle. Okay. Two, the place I'm gonna name off are corporate, and no offense to anybody working these places, this is just my experience. Your Grismers, your Monroes, your Midases, you guys get the drift here. Like those big corporate places that work on commission, you want to take and get your used car inspection there, but do not get your car serviced there, obviously, because the prices are inflated. Unless you know somebody can save you some money. But with older cars, I recommend, getting your own private mechanic. Do Google search. That's what I did. I found some great ones. It'll save you thousands, a couple $100 or $1,000 over like big dealers or whatever, or small shops like what I just mentioned. Even if that used car inspection costs you $150 or more, get it. And here's the thing I found out. You get that inspection and they'll say this and that's wrong with the car. And and if you feel comfortable, hey, this isn't that bad, you look at the cost, then find a private mechanic, okay, to call and ask them what they would charge to get that done. Last vehicle I bought, they said that things were leaking, things were wrong with it, but I knew that there wasn't that much wrong with it, and I took it to a private mechanic by my house, and they checked it out. They said, this is, your car just needs shocks. Wasn't no leaks or anything like that, or basically, like I said, a lot of times those little places, as we all know, will make you think that there's more wrong with your vehicle than what it actually is, okay? So get your inspection done, and if you feel comfortable with the car, go ahead and purchase it and get the things fixed, because here's the difference between a place like your big dealerships, your whatever the brand is, if it's a Chevy, a Nissan, like that dealership, and the little places I just named, like the Midases and all that, they're going to name any and everything that they find wrong. But an honest mechanic, not down into people, because I'm just talking from my own experience. An honest hometown mechanic, he'll tell you, hey, you got 3-6 months, maybe a year for you need to fix this, versus them telling you, you need to do this right now, okay? Go in a dealership, negotiate a price with them, see what they say. Because I've came across, and like I said, this is my experience with Toyotas. They are very good cars when they're taken care of. Because I've driven a lot that were pure junk that I didn't feel comfortable driving 5 minutes down the road, all right? So it's not so much, don't get hung up. A whole lot of people I know get hung up just because it's Toyota, Honda, or whatever. Or Chevy, my parents had these are good cars. Don't get hung up on that. No car is alike, okay, out here. And I say all this to say, to save people, if I can, a bunch of headache and time. Here's one more thing I'm going to tell you guys. Watch those little dealerships. Now, for my Cincinnati people watching, anything on Dixie Drive, even the big dealerships, I ain't been impressed with. Them little hole-in-the-wall dealerships, stay away from them. My Dayton people, Dixie Drive and Dayton, stay the heck away from there, all right? Some of you probably been burnt, I know every time the 2 used cars I bought at little dealerships like that, down the road, I end up putting way more money in than what they were worth, And I just say, here's the reason why I say stay away from that. You'll have a lot of cars that they have no records to it, no track of the number of owners. And also a lot of those cars are basically what the dealerships, the big dealers, don't want, because they don't want the liability. Not to say that you can't go to a big dealer and get a hunk of junk, because yeah, you can. That is possible. I've seen some. But what I'm saying, those smaller dealerships, they don't check the cars out. They're more so to patch things like brake pads or something or whatever, any mechanical issue with it, to patch it just to get it down the road for 20 minutes or 1,000 miles, where there is a lot of big dealers, believe it or not, that will fix the safety items on a car as compared to like a smaller dealership. They'll fix those safety items, at least. And that's not saying that the rest of the car is perfect, because you're talking 5,000 under price range. Even now in this market, 10,000, 12, 20,000, 100,000 some miles, depending on the car, can be a total junker. You never know. That's why I say get the used cars inspected. Because there's things, a lot of these newer cars now, some of you notice, some of you may not. Like back in the day, you could look under a car just sitting in a parking spot. Oh, it's leaking oil, it's leaking cooler, whatever. See, a lot of times you can't see that in a car nowadays unless it's a big drastic leak or something. And the reason why, some cars that I've had, I've had some GMs, some Chryslers, some Hyundais and stuff, they have a splash panel up under that oil pan. So if something is leaking, you're not going to be able to see that right off. Quick story, I was interested in the Honda Accord. You look at it as one owner car, perfect condition pretty much. I mean, it had some miles on it, but I tell you what, I thought that car was good. And I said, well, I always, even no matter how good I feel about something, like, I'm going to not pull the trigger on this. I'm going to go get it checked out. So I went and got it checked out. I was down in Columbus dealership. Guy pulled me in. He said, hey, man, come here. I want to show you something. He's got the car jacked up. Massive oil leak that was not showing when the car was parked, but he showed me where that thing was leaking from the top end of the engine all the way back to the exhaust. So that's something you don't want to deal with. So that's why I tell people, like, hey, just because something looks good, and you might think it runs good, always get it checked out. I don't care what kind of deal they're trying to push. Just do yourself a favor. Me personally, when I've been getting cheaper used vehicles checked out, I've had really good luck with them. Like, it gives you a little bit of history, a little bit of peace of mind, an idea of what you could possibly spend. So back to let's say, okay, let's go a little bit higher here. So I told you guys I've had certified pre-owned cars, and I bought a Chevy at a Ford dealer that had like 20,000 miles, so it still had plenty of warranty, and I bought those dealer warranties. Guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's how the dealerships make money. How those dealership warranties differ from, like, say if you bought the car new or a certified pre-owned car, the way they differ is this. Like, I had one car that I bought from Katruski, that it was a good car and everything, but I bought a warranty from there. Well, and this is no fault of the dealer, it's the warranty company. I can't remember what the name of the company was, but 9 times out of 10, all those dealer warranties, you're going to have, say if you have something go wrong in your car and it costs $800, they'll tell you, yeah, you can take it any mechanic that you want, but here's the deal with that, guys. You're going to have to pay out of pocket. You're going to have to pay. They're going to be like, all right, you can get this fixed. Give us $800 to fix it. Then we'll send you a check back or reimburse you for it. I don't like that, especially because, you're spending a good thousands of dollars and most likely got a payment on a vehicle. Or even if you don't, in my opinion, I don't care what they say. You spend $10,000, $15,000 on up. That's a lot of money for the average middle class person out here. All right. So here's the thing, like, I did that and I said, well, never again I'll get them dealer warranties. I'm going to either just get it fixed by somebody and save some money, because a lot of times you pay, those warranties are expensive. They had like 3 to 5. Sometimes I've seen people $6,000-$7,000 on top of the price of the car. A lot of times it's not worth it, because here's the thing: you might see that car sitting at the Ford lot, but if it's, say if Chevy's sitting at the Ford lot, and it's $2,000 or $3,000 cheaper than the one that's certified at the Chevy lot. But I'm telling you, go with the certified every time, because I've had couple certified vehicles. One was a Hyundai. Any little thing that broke, hey, I got dropped off, got it fixed like it was a new car, no questions asked, no money out of pocket. So that's why I say stay away from the dealership warranties. If it's, if your car is not, if they say the car's over the mileage, if it's not a brand, like I gave the example, Chevy, buying a Chevy at a Ford dealer, if you're just talking $3,000-$4,000, go and get the certified pre-owned. It's going to be much better. It's like buying a new car, I'm telling you. Now I said, I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I figured I had this on my mind, and, I figured I could, drop this knowledge to help people, because a whole lot of people don't know, So the main things, my criteria for buying the cheaper cars: Carfax, check the number of owners, and check the history, the oil changes and all that stuff, because that'll tell you, people be surprised. So many people just go in, don't buy none. Check, make sure the title's clean. Check if the car's been in accidents, make sure the frame wasn't damaged. Because here's the thing, like, if you go and buy a car from one of these smaller lots and it's got frame damage, or it was in a salvage accident and somebody rebuilt it, well, guess what? A lot of bigger dealers, say if you buy that car for your kid, right? You're saving a couple $1,000s, but down the road, hey mom, hey dad, I'm working part-time, I'm in college, I want to trade this in. I'm probably not gonna be able to trade that in. A lot of the bigger dealers with cars and motorcycles that have some kind of issue with the title, whether it be salvaged, the mileage might be off, they won't take that car in as a trade-in. So, like, basically you're stuck, even if the car is still running, you're stuck with like a big lawn ornament, basically. So that's my take on that. But anyways, guys, that's it for today. This is my first video. I'm going to be dropping life experience, just various knowledge I feel could help somebody, bless somebody, whatever, to help them out, and everything. But till next time, I'll catch y'all later. Take it easy.